Let's take a look here. We are at Gnar Udyr. This is very clearly a transform deck. Already seeing some cards I'm not sure about. Well, we are just gonna play test it, and it's an Eternal deck. So already, the biggest thing I think that would make this better is to actually take it out of Eternal and put it into Standard. Now already I can tell you, I think this deck has too many of some of its cards. I think that like the biggest problem we're gonna hit is that there's just a lot of some of these cards, and I don't think that that's gonna help us a whole lot. Okay, so for the starting hand, we have Knack Attack, which is actually pretty good. We have Wanderer. Yeah, we actually have a lot of good stuff. So into that, I think we want to go Vulpine Wanderer, but we're probably gonna get open attack. If we're running Knock Attack, we need to run as many transform followers as possible. Okay, we have Take Heart. That's an interesting play. Does it make sense? I don't know if it makes as much sense as it seems, but it's pretty good with Udyr, right? It's like kind of the benefit of it. I think we're gonna put Chief Knock Attack down though and try to get into Teeny Dactyl next turn. We can give this regen, which will be really, really strong. Okay, so we don't want to kill anything yet. Normally we would want to be swinging, but we don't want to be swinging into this board at the moment. But we do need to transform the Teeny Dactyl, so I think we go Sentry here. If they give us the chance to play a card, we go Sentry. So I mean, already we're encountering the biggest problem that these like transform decks have. Okay, so we have to make our Knock Attack big. We're really counting on this. Actually, do we need to? I don't think so. I mean, like it's okay, but it's not that important. So our second region is Bandle City, which makes sense because they have a lot of transform followers, but I'm noticing a significant lack of impact units in the deck. That's definitely the first thing that's jumping out at me is like, we really don't have ways to get impact, and impact is the best way to level these up. You need to have early game impacts to really get these to go off. Okay, well they can't block with that, so at least we'll get our progress here. And we have the Udyr, which is gonna be pretty good. We can put him down next turn and have our stance swap start going. He's probably gonna be our main win condition. Oh, we're gonna crumble that? All right, that happens. Welcome to playing into Shadow Isles Shurima. It's part of life. I always like to go regen, especially into these decks where I have to block a lot. It forces them to be on like Vengeance, which does kill, but... Oh, God. We're gonna FF this game. It's unwinnable. We have encountered our first main issue, which is that this deck does two different things. Half of it wants to level Udyr, and the other half wants to make Gnar work. First things first, because of we're in Eternal, we're running Minimorph. This deck needs Minimorph. Chief Knock Attack, as fun as he may seem, is actually kind of a bad card, and Take Heart is like, I never want to see two of that. Avros and Sentry or Omen Hawk's always a 2 of. You never want to make this a 3 of, in my opinion. Teeny Dactyl is probably the best one. Primal Strength is very bad. This is bad card draw, and it's also conflicting with 2 of our cards we already have. So now we're gonna get some stance swap cards, right? We need to be running Inner Beast. This is one of the best stance swap cards in the game. It's amazing. It gives allies stats. It gives you that Inner Beast juice. Very, very nice. But we can run Aloof Travelers, is always fantastic. I will run one of Puzzling Signpost because we lose to Vengeance, and Friendship is not good for that. I think there's probably a better one drop in Proto Poro over Omen Hawk, even if this card is better, or we could run Pouty Poro. I think actually we may run this because it's just objectively goated. I think we run 3x Poison Dart. That gives us ways to damage the Nexus early on. That way we can actually flip these because our ways of damaging the Nexus felt too expensive. Okay, this already feels better. I like Inner Beast. I like Vulpine. I like that we can bank on one, play the Wanderer. On turn 3, we can kind of save a little bit of mana. We also can block into Fiora because we'll have stance swaps, and stance swaps can just hurt her, like very badly. Okay, so now we got this down. Turn 3, we're gonna actually just swing, I think. If they let us cook, we're gonna play our Pouty Poro down and we'll be fine here. And we can just empower. This is actually a really good combo. Vulpine Wanderer into Pouty Poro. But now we have a fantastic unit in Pouty Poro. Pouty Poro handles Samira so well. And if they try to pull our Vulpine Wanderer, we can drop the Inner Beast, which is pretty strong. I would like to bank my mana though, because we want to kind of take... The way this deck feels like it wants to play is it wants to have turns where I do nothing. Like I have to set up for... Essentially it feels like I'm playing Nightfall, and then I want to set up for every other turn taking actions. Ooh, okay, Disintegrate's pretty good. I can just signpost that, but if I signpost it, I still lose the Pouty Poro. And they keep the Disintegrate, which I want them to kind of get rid of. I think we're A-okay with that going through it. I kind of have to be, right? Like it's a waste of a card to deal with that because this isn't a unit I have to protect. And we still have our Minimorph, which is great into Seraphine. Like these decks, a lot of what you're going to encounter on Eternal Ladder does not do well into Minimorph. And we know they have all out, chat. So we play around that. This we don't want to lose. So we are gonna drop, did we drop this here? They have 3 mana left. They can still probably kill it. I think we have to go here and pokey stick the Nexus and just Prage. Because we can give this regen next turn if they don't kill it, which they probably will on open. Yep. This is just one of those decks that does this thing all the time where it makes your life hell. I really don't even want to play this matchup out, so we're gonna FF it. We're probably not beating tier 1s. At least not tier 1 P and Z. Okay, Mono Shurima. This is actually something we can play into. They don't have a lot of ways to deal with our tools because they're not, are they running Xerath? They're not running Xerath. They're playing the bad version, which is actually very good for us. We have Gnar over Teeny Dactyl. We have Take Heart, which we want to keep Take Heart because Gnar really does need that. Pokestick's actually pretty good into dealing with, we'll get rid of that. We'll keep the Pokestick in the Gnar. Not having the attack token on 2 with a Bitsy Lizard in hand is a little rough for us, but it is what it is. And then Preservarium on 2. Okay, very free, actually. We're gonna get this transform off, which is very fun and nice. When we get our transforms off, this deck is good though, because we can put stances on our overstated units and they get big. Big units with keywords are pretty okay. See if they're running Rock Bear Kid. It's like an essential piece. Okay, they're running Xenotype. We block the 3/3 with one of these 3/4s, and then we just Pokestick the Nexus. Oh. I see. Huh. Have a 0-cost Pokestick for next turn. Although we probably don't need it, I still want to have it. Wonder how they're going to keep that alive. Yeah, I'll say they definitely aren't blocking with that. The only way they do that is if they have second Azir in hand, then I just play around that. Okay. Just gonna quicksand and stop the impact. That does not do... I mean, I guess it stops you from taking... What was that? Would have been 4 more damage. In this case, I think we go Spotted Toad because he will round and transform. I'll ping this Azir down so it dies. We'll go Teeny Dactyl and we'll Pokestick the Nexus again. So we kind of are getting a game where we are able to just do what we need to do. Let this turn end. Don't overcommit. Okay, never mind. We'll block there and we'll block there because this is fine. Shurima has no pings. We don't have to really worry about what they're going to do to us. It's very easy to block those down. And we have Mammoth Shaman, which is fantastic. We're gonna put this down. See what they play. It's kind of risky to put this down because they could Castigate if they have that card. And this would be a one time when it's useful. Okay, we're gonna play a 3/7 Azir. But we are forcing the block here. You know what other 1-drop's really good though? Inventive Chemist. Inventive Chemist would actually be pretty good in this deck. You know what actually might be better in this deck, to be honest? I wonder if Ziggs is better than Gnar. But Gnar makes draw, right? So we kind of like getting the draw from Gnar. Like we can run Ice Veil. Ice Veil is a fantastic card. We can also run 3 sisters. I think we should run a 3 sisters in here. Honestly, Take Heart's kind of a bad combat trick. Like what if instead of Take Heart, we ran the Darkened Spear. I'm trying to think about what other cards we could run that would make this deck better. So the way this deck wants to work is very weird. We want to be setting up on defensive turns primarily because our opponent will gas out of their resources, allowing us to get our transforms off pretty much for free. We then want to, on our offensive turns, be open attacking and playing aggro. This is a horrendous hand. I kept the Mini-Morph for Gwen because I said, okay, just get rid of Gwen when she comes down. But this is not a great hand. But yeah, this deck doesn't, it plays a very aggressive mid-range style. It wants to, but it very much struggles because there's not enough ways to passively deal that damage to the Nexus. Bard Gwen is also an interesting combination. I get it because of the way Hollowed works. It does make sense. Yeah, we kind of have to, sometimes we have to just go, hey, I think you don't have an answer to this and try to get around it. And then sometimes they do have the answer to it and we go, haha, well, we're fucked. I think that is a horrendous turn. That is very bad and I'm going to question it. So hopefully you learn from your mistake here. And don't do it again. That's bad. That's a bad play. That's not a good play. Oh, fuck. We have Pouty Poro plus Stance Swap. It's so good. So now we go here. No, we go +2/+2. That's right. Duh. I gotta remember we just give it that one. I don't have mana to stop that. That's depressing. You just ruined my day. That's a big boy. I'll pop 1 Mini-Morph on that because I don't have another use for that card. So we're gonna play for a knock on turn 8. I love Darken because they just do things later on in the game. Yeah, I mean, we have to block. Anaka also with this Dactyl though is pretty good because Anaka will rip out all of our transform units and they will just transform if they live their swing. So let's get my Darken out. We get Vengeance here, but it is what it is. All right, not really concerned about that. And we'll put you in, I guess, and we'll swing. Oh, nice. That's very good. We can make our Anaka huge. And we're gonna Soul Cleave the Meduli. I mean, hey, man, do what you gotta do. Yo, that's a big card. Oof, not a big one. Not a big one to pull out, not gonna lie. I mean, I think we just ping this. Try to draw into our Udyr. Because him leveling is, oh god. Gamer, I'm just gonna win off of dealing non-combat damage to your Nexus. You have no keywords with which to push lethal. Now this is gonna be a scary one, because they're gonna activate a shit ton of chimes. Board gets huge, but we have second Teeny Dactyl. We need to keep Gnar alive, because second Teeny Dactyl will win us the game after Gnar hits. Okay, well, we still will end up winning here, I think. I still do have to draw into a way to win the game. Actually, no, I do. I win, because I can just pass. But hey, you know what? The chime number got real big. I'll tell you what, that was sick. I still want them to get more chimes. How much is that now? 1,600? 1,200 chimes? That is an insane number of chimes. That's a genuine look of shock. That's so many. Oh my god, no, more chimes! Oh, that's so many. What's the number at? 2,486. I do think that this is a better version of the list. So I'm gonna tag our boy Slippy in Discord. Yeah, it's not a good archetype for Eternal, because Eternal is just not easy. Now let's take a look at what Kilner sent his Cobra Kai deck. This is Darius LeBlanc with Beguiling Cobra, which is funny because you LeBlanc to mirror image the Cobra, which then will create a chain reaction of summoning infinite Cobras. If you play Captain Farron, you'll get a whole bunch of Overwhelm Cobras. That's actually hilarious. Beguiling Cobra is a very strong card because sometimes it just wins, right? Like it's one of those cards that if you can get it to, if it sticks on board, it will just win you the game, and it's very powerful in Ionia. So the first thing I'm gonna say is that I can already tell your top end is very strong. Darius, Beguiling Cobra, and Captain Farron is a really good combo. I want to look into what we can do to fix the low end of the curve, because I think your low end is gonna be where you're gonna struggle the most. All right, to Bard Viego. People actually like playing this. We have Beguiling Cobra in hand. I did decide I want to take a look at the low end of the deck, but we will just play this out like I normally would. And we're going to play Glory Seeker. We have Momentous Choice, which is interesting. This just dies. And we begin progressing our Reputation. So that's the thing we want to get off is Reputation. LeBlanc feels pretty free here. LeBlanc was, in fact, not free. I forgot Hate Spike costs 2 mana. We have to get rid of that Husk. I don't like Husks. They are very much a terrifying thing to encounter. Let's grab the Husk. Let's get our second stack of Reputation. Oof, Esmus, scary. I think we go Rune Squire so we have a blocker. Not having an equipment here is really hurting because we want to get our Momentous Choices off. Are we running Ionian Hookmaster? We probably should be running Hookmaster. Yeah, we should definitely be running Hookmaster. Ooh, our ratios are really weird. We actually we're gonna kill the Esmus here, I think. We may want to pop a Whirling Death onto it. I'm not sure though. They have not yet gone into a card that helps Viego. So on our next turn, we're not gonna open. We are gonna take an oh, perfect. We can take an action here. We can save our LeBlanc if we have to. We're running Notifies. Another card we should probably be on. Yeah, should we be on that? Let's see what they commit here. Oh, perfect. We beat that. I have a Momentous Choice to make her get 1 extra health, although that does 3 anyways, doesn't matter. So now we're gonna swing and we're gonna just kind of cook. So this is kind of like the condensed combo, but a little bit better, right? Because of LeBlanc, and I think that might be the angle we lean into. We could just draw some cards here, which is pretty good. Look for an equipment. Oh, there's our Cobra. Okay, cool. And we're just gonna play Captain Farron here to win the game. Being able to copy Captain Farron is also very good. And then we'll just block you in a way that doesn't cost us a unit. Give you the draw off that, it's fine. And we just open attack, right? We just open. If they don't stop the open, we decimate and win. Yeah, that's a fat GG, my friend. This is a combo deck, but it's not comboing enough, if that makes sense, right? So our main thing is we kind of want to go into Beguiling Cobra, and I think we can cut Darius out because he's not super essential. We need to get LeBlanc down and alive and safe is our biggest things is keeping this LeBlanc up and running, because she's going to generate the mimics, which let us play Beguiling Cobra, and off of this we then play any card that has elusive or overwhelm, and then we win the game. I don't hate Might. I like a lot of what you have. I want to try to fine tune it by getting rid of Darius and just including more stuff for Leblanc. Because we really only need Leblanc once. She needs to do her effect one time and then we're fine. We can also run a 1x on Syncopation just for that exact purpose. And then the other card I'd run is Ionian Hookmaster as a 3 of. I think Trifarian Assessor is still fine as a 2 of because she gets so much draw. Like, even if you just draw like 2 cards off of Assessor, that's still 2 cards of draw in Ionia plus Noxus. Don't have LeBlanc here, which is rough. We still have Cobra, which is fine. Like, Cobra is still really valuable, especially if we play like Naganeka, right? Cobra plus Naganeka is a really good combo. I think we're fine with letting him rock, and then we might have to play Might to kill this because we just don't want that to stay up. And I love that. What I think I love about, again, Forgotten Cobra is really good because we are able to, this card really encourages you to play the game of wait till turn 7. It feels like, this feels like a Shadow Isles card, right? Or like a Freljord big boy, but just in Ionia for less mana. But like, I'm gonna go Cobra into Naganeka. I can make 4 of this one card and just win the game off of that. Because this game is gonna... Nah, that checks out. Are we dead? Yes! Yeah, those portals were just nuts. So I do like getting rid of this card, because this is a dead draw, and then adding in a 3rd copy of Trifarian Hopeful. Potentially we get rid of the Hookmaster for the... There's a very specific Ionian card that is very good. Scaled Snapper is surprisingly good. I'm not removing Cinco. I like Cinco. Cinco is really good because... So Cinco's your 1 of tech for situations where you need to stop a deny, or you need a deny, but you don't have it, right? Like Cinco is 2nd deny, but a bit more flexible. So we like that card. All right, so we're into Mono Shurima, the standard version, which is not very good. Ooh, I like Hookmaster, but I do like Hopeful more because it saves us that nice juicy mana. All right, so we have that Secret Keeper. We want to keep this Hopeful alive, so we're going to pull you here, meaning that he's going to block. He blocks with the 1/2, and we're only getting 1 trade here instead of getting 2 trades. As much as I'd love to prevent the Azir drop, preventing the Azir drop doesn't do much for me, especially because we can always just pull him. Also, they are playing Secret Keeper, which is very funny to me. Scaled Snapper, we're going to go to the 5/2 version, and we're going to activate ourselves a nice, juicy, bloody business. And now we can very nicely refill our board. Let's go here, and then we'll play the Blade Squire as well. Triple Secret Keeper is a crazy, crazy, like, curve. And then we just go into Cobra, and even if Cobra doesn't farm the W immediately, it will. I think Leblanc is a really cool champion now. The buff to Leblanc's Mimic makes her so much better because you can put her in decks that are not, like, reputation-based. You're really gonna Salty Rope? I will be toxic now. Nice, that was a W, felt good. We have what we want. We just need to protect our LeBlanc because they are playing Shadow Isles. All right, we cannot protect our LeBlanc even though they are playing Shadow Isles, but that's fine. We can deal with Sea Scarab. Dealing with Sea Scarab early is an essential part of beating the deep deck. The thing about deep is that you will actually, honestly, I think we just want to pressure this motherfucker. Yeah, I think if we just pressure this dude, we win. So like, let me put down the Glory Seeker here. It probably dies to ping, but if they ping this, then they don't ping my LeBlanc. I honestly don't even know. I think we do kill this, but I'm not sure. I'm okay with doing it because it does give us more progress on this bloody business. And a Sea Scarab. What a good hit off Lure of the Depths, dude. Like the 1 sea monster, you don't want them to hit off that card. We need to just play around like a couple specific options that Momentous Choice beats really hard. So we can't get rid of that. Yeah, we always kill that Sea Scarab there because that card does a lot for you and we just have to slow you down. They will inevitably go deep. You cannot stop them from going deep, but you can slow them the fuck down. So we're getting to Beguiling Cobra. We just need to hit that Overwhelm keyword and we'll be nuts. But I mean, making a board full of this is just as good. Yep, that's fine. We really don't care. We are a combo deck, so we're just gonna do our own thing and let them rock. Yep, okay, cool. So we will win, I think, off of just going, we're just gonna go wide. It's okay, they can't do anything about this now. So if they block 3 of these, they still take lethal. GG's well played, gamer. Yeah, I think this is definitely a better version. The original version of the list is not bad. This is just a bit more focused and does a very specific thing. Your old version wasn't bad though. Like it was functional. Like it worked. which is good. Which is good. It means you're doing good at your deck building. And you guys can always check out my deck building tutorial if you want more deck building tips, tricks. I have like an actual template I made that will help you build decks. There we are, gamers. Whoop whoop.